Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Math Pad, and today we're going to do some advanced questions for circle problems. So if you look at the first one, they have given us a sector. They are asking us to find the angle which is denoted by x degrees. They have given us the perimeter of the sector, which is 16 plus 14 pi. And apart from this, we have the radius, which is 8 centimeters. So as you remember, the perimeter was basically your arc length plus 2r. That is the formula of the perimeter. So value of the perimeter, as we know, is 16 plus 14 pi. Radius is 8. And arc length, which has the formula of angle, which is x, over 2 pi. Reason why I'm using 2 pi is because the perimeter is given in terms of pi. So let's just keep the angle in terms of pi as well. 2 pi times 2 pi r. Now let's simplify. 16 plus 14 pi equals to 16 plus. Now the 2 pi's get cancelled out because 2 pi is equal by 2 pi. So we're left with 8x. 16 plus 14 pi minus 16 equals to 8x, which gives us 14 pi. And then we divide 14 pi by 8, which in fractions will be 7 pi over 4. In the next question, it's saying that we have to find the area and the perimeter of this sector. We have the angle and we have the radius, so we just directly use the formula for the area. It's going to be the angle 40 divided by 360 times pi times r squared. R is 5.6 in this case. So what we do is we just plug in the values in the calculator. So 5.6 square times pi, and then we divide the result by 9. So that is 10.9 centimeters squared. For the perimeter, what I'm going to do is, like we did in the previous case, 2r plus the arc length. So 2 times 5.6 plus 40 degrees over 360 degrees times 2 pi times 5.6. Once again, just plug this in the calculator. So we do 2 pi times 5.6 and by the result by, let's add 2 times 5.6 to that. It's going to be 15.1 centimeters. That is your perimeter of the sector. Then in the next question, so we have this span and we have two sectors, OFG and then OAD with center O. And both these sectors have a radius of 18 centimeters. Then we have points BCHE which lie on a circle with center O once again. And these points have a radius of 6. They want us to calculate the area of the shaded region. So which means we have to calculate the area of this entire span. So if this is 40, this will also be 40. Why? Because vertically opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles Hence, angle BOC is the same as EOH. Okay. And since this is 40, we know that these two angles are supplementary. So this will be 140 and this will also be 140. Okay. So now that we figured out the angles, I'm going to do is I'm going to call area 1. Area 1 is going to be 140 over 360 times pi times r squared. So now area 1 is basically sector BOE and CO. So if I color this, I'm talking about this and this. This is represented by A1. So pi times 6 square and then times 2. The reason why we're timesing this thing by 2 is because we're trying to find the area of the sector BOE and COH. Both are identical. So if we find the area of one sector, we can just times it by 2, get the area of both sectors. So once again, plug this in the calculator. 36 gets cancelled out. So we have 40 times 2 times 5, which gives us 87.96 centimeters square. Now, area 2 is going to be the area of both of these sectors. That's going to be 40 over 360 times 5. Now, the radius for the biggest sector is 18. So 18 square and then times 2 again, because we're trying to find the area of both the identical sectors, which are OAD and OF. So if I color this, it's like all of this. Yeah. So that. So once again, just plug it in the calculator. 18 square times 2 times 5, and the result is 0.59. That's 226.19 centimeters square. That is your value of A2. So now total shaded area is going to be 87.96 plus 226.19. Gives us 340.15 centimeters square. That is your answer to this question. Then if we go to the next, it's asking us to calculate the area of the shaded region and then the perimeter of the shaded region. Okay, so start with A over here first. So we know that the smaller angle ROS is 30, angle POQ is 50. So this is 50. So I'm going to do area 1 first. Area 1 is going to be 50 over 360 times 5 times 12 square. So when I say area 1, I'm talking about like the biggest sector. Actually, wait, I'll label it. Sector POQ. Anyhow, so we plug this in the calculator. 12 times 12, 5 times 5, 6, 62.83 centimeters square. Now area 2. Area 2 is going to be 30 over 360 times pi times 6 squared. Now this is your sector ROS. So that's going to be 6 times pi times 30 divided by 60. That's 9.42 centimeters squared. So shaded area is the difference of A1 and A2. So 62.83 minus 9.42 is 53.41 centimeters squared. Moving on to the perimeter. Okay, so we know that this is 6, so this is also 6. This is 12. 12. So we find the arc length. So arc length of RS. Let's start with that. So that's going to be 30 over 360 times 2 pi times R 6. So that is going to give us 2 pi times 6 divided by 3.14 centimeters. And find the arc length of PQ, which is 50 over 60 times 2 pi times 12. So now 50 times 2 pi times 12 divided by 60, that's 10.47. So perimeter in this case will be 3.14 plus 10.7 plus 2 times 12 and plus 2 times 6. Because if I highlight the boundary, that is this, this, then this, and this, and then lastly, your arcs. So all of this is a part of the perimeter of the shaded region. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add up all of these lengths. 3.14 plus 10.47 plus 24 and plus 12, just 49.61 centimeters. That is your perimeter of the shaded region. Look at question 5. In question 5, we have a semicircle with like another semicircle cut out of it. And it says AM equals to MB, which is given as 12 centimeters. So that means this half would be 6. So obviously 12 is the radius of the smaller semicircle. Sorry, the diameter of the smaller semicircle. So the radius for the smaller semicircle would be 6. It wants us to calculate the area of this shape. Area 1 will be pi r squared over 2, where your r is going to be 12. So that equals to 144 divided by 2 times pi, 226.19 centimeters squared. Then we find the area of the small semicircle. Large semicircle, small semicircle. circle. So that's going to be pi r square over 2. But now your pi r square value is going to be 6 square. So we do 36 divided by 2 times pi, which is 56.55. So shaded area of the shape is going to be the difference of these two. So 226.19 minus 56.55 is 169.64 centimeters square. That is your answer. Then in the next question, we have to find the shaded area and the perimeter of the shaded area. So similar to one of the previous questions. So what we do is the largest possible circle is drawn inside a semicircle as shown in the figure. The distance AB is 12 centimeters. That means this would be 6. Find the shaded area. So what we can do is if we divide this into parts, we know that this is also 6, just by the way. Why? Because your radius is always coming from the center and going towards the circumference. So this distance is also 6 centimeters, which means this is 3 and 3. So area of the circle drawn inside the radius of the circle drawn inside the semicircle is 3. So what I'm going to do is area 1 is going to be pi r squared over 4. This represents the quadrant, this quarter of the semicircle. So quarter of the semicircle. That's what this area represents. And radius for this part is 6. So that's going to be 9 pi, which in decimal is 28.7 centimeters square. Then area 2 is going to be semicircle inside the big semicircle. So that semicircle has the formula of pi r squared over 2, where r is 3. So that's going to be 9 pi over 4, which is 7.07. So now coming back to the shaded area. Shaded area is going to be the difference of these two. So 28.27 minus 7.07. 21.2 centimeters. Now comes the perimeter. So for the perimeter, what I'm going to do is I know that this, so we find the arc length. So arc length 1 is going to be 90.360 times 2 pi 6, which will give us divided 9.42 centimeters. Then arc length 2 is going to be this arc of the semicircle. That's going to be by 2 pi r divided by 2, which is pi times 3. Because for this small circle, your radius is 3. So 3 pi is 9.42 as well. So perimeter is going to be 9.42 plus 9.42 plus 6. That's 24.6 centimeters. So basically, what I'm referring to is this, this, and this. So this all adds up to the pyramid.